found here. You come around here. I was found here. You come around here.
Ladies and gentlemen, so glad to have you here tonight. Are we ready? I think we're ready.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto Charts with the Road Dog. My name is Lane and I am your host for this evening. Starting out with this unusual webpage back here with this great Tangent wallet. Hey, I hear there's a 10% discount if you use the discount code DAWG. That's DOG. Crazy mix in the market today. We've got CC in the house. Strega, who is hard to beat here, man. He's usually the first one. Charting Crypto, we got One Hit Quitter. And for those of you who don't know, CC Charting Crypto over here on YouTube. Man throws out videos. I don't know. Crazy. He produces so much content. It just goes on and on. Great analyst, great person. I like him. I respect him. Charting Crypto. How's it going, baby? And I don't think I've missed anybody yet. I'm having to deal with this old school box here. It just kind of doesn't want to. Hey, gang. And that was, oh, gotcha. I remember. All right. So shout out to everyone in the chat, and whether you're watching this live or perhaps just checking this out later, I'm glad to have you here. And if you appreciate what we do here, you can hit that like button sometime before you leave. That would definitely help the channel out and help that algorithm so we get a little bit more exposure. I'm just sitting here watching Boring Bitcoin. I've got this orange line that's about 36,200, whatever, somewhere around 36,000. I've got a bigger trend line there. I just don't want to see us drop below there, right? Since we did so good to break out of that trend line, and I've got it to the extremes there, we're holding that well on the daily. So I am surprised that being a Friday that they didn't just hold us right under it again, but they've done that 2 weeks in a row. So I think eventually people will just go, all right, I give up. I don't know. But we actually got a daily candle open above that. And let me move that line there. You can see it right there. So that's good. That's a bullish. And chances are that we go up and we may get a pullback and come back and retest this area. That would be fine. Fine and dandy. But Bitcoin is just doing what Bitcoin does, making a little bit of headway. One of the most annoying things I think is done is this big market maker festival that happened. Oh, when was that? 9 o'clock this morning to 11 o'clock. Or that was on the 9th. I'm sorry, that was yesterday. When the market makers just wanted to wipe everybody out, clean the slate. Usually a good indication that there's going to be a nice run one way or the other, right? But nice to see that our candle closings are above that trend line, indicating that we got a shot to go up. And just to be truthfully, man, I hope we go sideways this weekend like we normally do with Bitcoin. And you know why? It's because when Bitcoin goes sideways, let me put this up and hope I don't forget it. If Bitcoin goes sideways and Bitcoin dominance, is coming down, well, then our altcoins usually have a tendency to go up. And I would like to see altcoins continue up. And I have no reason. What's up with you, Casper? You dropping down to 88? Do I need to put some bids in? You getting down to 7 something? I'm looking at you, baby. Come on now. Come on down, Casper. I got you. I'll catch you. So Bitcoin's not the only thing that's trying to break out right now. We've also got total 3 right over here on the daily chart. And it's got a nice little breakout of this area, nice spike, and also dipping its little toe into the pool on this side of the line. Good signs all around that we may get another big old pump out of altcoins and maybe even retest that line and go higher. I like the thought of that. Remember, there is a measure move for this bigger pattern, takes us up to $528 billion that we could see overall come in. That's about another 120 coming in the market. Now that seemed kind of crazy to say that, right? But remember, we were back here saying almost the same thing. We were at 343 saying about another 60 billion can come in. Actually, I think we're at the bottom here. About 315 billion. It came in and look what happened. What happened? Are you happy with it? I'm happy with it. I'm ecstatic about it. Some of these bags are just, some of my portfolios are just looking really, really, really juicy. I likes it. And we can also see over here that Bitcoin dominance has been coming down. She's trying to test this little imaginary line that we got here, a support resistance area. Fell through it, so we're testing that to see if it's resistance. Hopefully it will get a bounce down and continue down. People kind of say, well, we can take a little profit out of Bitcoin. We can do something. Let's move over to some altcoins. And maybe I got some dirty fiat over here because that seems to be what's really going on. Seems that people want to get out of the dollar, continuing to do it. Now, we've been looking at the 4-hour chart. I thought it was a good deal tonight, or a good idea tonight, to look at the bigger picture, that main trend line we've been on since November 21st, probably beyond. I don't have this full chart out there, but since this time about what? I can't even count in my head. That's 2 years ago, right? It is 2023. So for the last 2 years, we've been banking along this trend line with U.S. Tether dominance, right? And now we broke below it. We punched a little hole over here, but now we just fell all the way through, baby. And technically, you know, if we're looking for like a measured move on this little guy, let me see if I can move this over here. We might be looking, it may not be this extreme, but you know, we might be seeing us drop down from a dominance of 6% down to the low 3s, somewhere through there. Whatever reason or whatever method, Tether dominance is declining. At some point, I'm going to have to add a USDC and get some other stable coins involved here just to make sure it's not just a Tether thing, just to be on the safe side. But people getting out of that nasty Tether. It's dirty. It's only one step up from the dollar, just one step. Guilty by association though, dirty, 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 dirty. So altcoins are kind of a mixed bag right now. A lot of them ran, then people taking profits, some of them are falling back. And if you guys have anything you want to look at, throw it in the chat. I do have something where I'll be going over. One that's been jumping up recently has been CRO Cronos. Now I want to zoom out on the daily so you can just really appreciate this. But this guy was hanging around about 5 cents. It was hanging around 5 cents, doing nothing, just being the same old boring crow that it's been forever. Like, what a loser coin. You suck, Crow. Hate you. You make me feel like crap. And then boom. Hey, Crow, you looking good today. I like that. What'd you do? Looks like you added a decimal spot there, baby. I like that. It looks good on you. I likes it. So Crow just exploded, so we have to respect that. You got to respect that blast off. What else can you call that? Parabolic move, and then we may be at a blow off top phase. I'm just saying. That's a good move. But I do have another target possibly up here at 12.5 cents. Maybe if we got a little bit extra push. I wouldn't rule it out, because if we look over on VMC, we still, money flow is still raging up to the upside. All these indicators are up and good. They're getting a little extended on the wave table, but it's okay. We can work with that. I can work with that. So Crow bags be pumping, and it's about any time now that Crypto.com should change its terms of service and do their little bait and switch thing that they do about every couple of years. That's my only complaint, really. I do use Crypto.com. And I do have their Jade card. Although, Although I'm not really sure what they're asking for that right now. It was something kind of crazy. A little too expensive to mess with them at the moment. But once you get one, hey man, they're kind of cool. So I like what I'm seeing for CRO. Will we get a pullback? Man, will we? We're getting close. Listen, we just broke through, or we have broke through. We're rejected right now. The 786, but 1184 is that 886 area right up here. That might be a possible place that we just kind of tap. We might just tap it and not call the next day or something like that. I don't know what it's going to do. But once we kind of establish our top, then of course, we can get a pullback point, which will more than likely be somewhere around these areas, about 8 cents. But we're not there yet, and we're just watching those bags grow, baby. Bigger picture of thing, a double bottom, and actually even a huger double bottom if we go back to January 21, could be a nice look for CRO. Take a look at that on the monthly, just to kind of get a feel for what might be in store. We're just looking at the bottom of the barrel right now. There's a lot more room for CRO to go. Do notice that last month in October, we got the green light on Market Cipher for CRO for it to head up. And what's our MACD look like? Lucky there. By this time next month, those suckers will be crossed, and this will probably be heading up into the positive side of the histogram, signifying that, if you are banking on this coin, it may not be a terrible idea. We'll straighten up this trend line. Now, this will be a point of resistance in my personal opinion, and right now, directly above it, if we were to candle just explode all the way to the top, I wouldn't see us getting beyond 33 cents. But let's say a couple of months from now, we might be looking at 38 cents. Who knows? Just some trend line voodoo. That's all that is. Support resistance area right here. Probably want to pay attention to that guy. That's about 12 cents. And right here, about 11 cents, where we got our and where we got rejected, and where I also have a measure move. Just to the left there, there's a nice little one right there. So a little bit of a tough area, and to be honest, what could happen if we get rejected there? We may just range out for a while. But the daily has got a few interesting signs. We may still have a little bit more to go and may top out over here for a little bit. I don't know. The Ichimoku cloud's very, very thin. It's not anywhere close to saying, hey, I'm ready for that reversal we were looking for. It isn't, they're not in the same room right now, man. Not close to making that happen, which makes me think maybe there is a little bit more steam ahead for CRO. Can we see 12 cents? Can we see more? We're at 10 cents now. Doesn't take it very long to jump up a couple of cents. Surprise me, quote, CRO, come up and hit 20 something. Do that. Come up here and hit 15.8. Can you do it? I dare you. I double dog dare you. Come and do it. I'll put that target up there. You just jump up there if you feel like it. Do that. Make me feel amazing, CRO. Not a member. How's it going, man? Welcome. And when hit a quitter, CRO got herself all dialed up. Yes, she did. She's looking good. Let's see, our non-moving average is right at 8 cents too, here on the daily. I still think she's got more stuff coming. She's still riding above the 9 on the 1 hour, so hey, well above it on the 4 hour. So my general rule in the uptrend, man, if we don't cross that 9, I ain't worried about you. It's only when you start breaking below that 9, I start looking at you. When you get below that 21, I'm about to kick you out the door. I am. Just telling you how it is. Don't get below the 21 now, but stay above the 9. Striker said you made some profit on CRO. My man, do's it. I'm not trading, but I do have a bag of it that I've got staked over on. I use the Kepler wallet since it's a SDK Cosmos SDK coin. Because I figure, I don't know, I may want to have to put it back over onto crypto.com and stake it to get some kind of reward benefits or something. I haven't decided if I want to do that or not. But, my last experience started out rough with it, but it ended up pretty good when CRO went up like 78 cents, man. But don't get it wrong, I bought CRO at 18 cents and it went down to 4 cents, so I was pissed off at it. I was pissed off for a long time. I thought I'd been scammed. It took me like 3 months to get that card in the mail. I thought I was scammed. I was pissed. I was also in a little bit of a different frame of mind back then. I wasn't as grateful about things and grateful for things, which has been a positive change in my life. Gratitude, they say gratitude is that. That was a life-changing thing to realize what gratitude is. I recommend that for anybody. A gratitude journal, just 7 days, writing down at least 3 things that you are thankful for each day. Try to do that. Try not to make them the same thing. That's the challenge. By the end of a week, you'll see a difference in your perception on things. You really will. That was I would say next to TA, that was one of my biggest eye-opening events. And then they happened right similar together. So, all right, let's get back to the charts. Let's look at what's pumping and what's not. One thing that people have been looking at lately, what's been popping off lately, is good old ordinals, which I have none. Sad to say, I had to leave them all on KuCoin. And I'm not even sure. They are on MEXC now, right? I don't think they were on MEXC at the time. I'm not really sure, but whatever reason, stupid me just did not continue that. And ordinals got all the way up to $22, man. Amazing. Because I remember, you know, it was at $8 and then dropped down, right? And where am I at? Am I on Binance? Binance, you had to have this earlier. Give me a good chart here. Said KuCoin's got a better chart than Binance. That's crazy. Yeah, where are we at? Yeah, I believe it was in the summer. Yeah, they were here around 8 and everything, and then they kind of fell off with everything else. All the way down to $3, man. She came up, hit our $21 target, did not get our second one, which, you know, this is a fib, this is a 127 they hit. I think this is about equivalent to a 386. But the 141s usually come into play with like an AB equals CD type move. At 22, it may not hit, but we did get that 127 right there. She is breaking the 9 moving average, meaning that this trend's going to get a little bit of pullback, normally back to about the 21, so about 16 right through there. Guess we can clean up this chart just a little bit. But is there a good place to buy ORDI? Where would be a good place? Now she's catching some ground here at the 236. I'm gonna keep my eye on that. See, some of these indicators are trying to reset, but our MACD saying, nah, baby, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. So I would expect her to pull back at least to the 382. We would love to see the 618 about $11, but I'm not for sure that it's going to make it down that far, babies. I'm just not. I'm not yet convinced we're going to get below 1796 just yet. I'm not seeing what I need. That we are breaking lower. I mean, that's a full candle right there, but we just switched over to a new one here. That trend line's actually holding pretty well. If we get a bounce off of this 236 fib, oh, I expect us to bounce. I expect us to go hard, and definitely aiming up here toward $32. And a couple of ways that you could look at that, and without just having to draw it all out as a bull flag. Well, maybe I should, in case somebody watches who said, "What the hell's he doing?" Just draw a little flag, put it up there, and that gets us right up here to this area. What are you really sitting on there? 382? Yeah, 382 I think hits better than that 414, but that's coming at $28, man. Could we bump up to $28 for ORDI? I mean, I know we look at these things and we see things, they're just going up, right? They're just going up, and like, you know, the bearish divergence forming, and when are you going to stop? When are you going to stop? Well, but we see with total 3 that we still got some room to go. So I don't think overall we're done. We see a lot of these pulling out, and a lot of people rotating between altcoins, selling off in one. You know, we get the popcorn effect. This one pops, this one drops, and that kind of thing. It's interesting to me when things start going parabolic about the divergence, because you can usually count on that, right? When you get your bearish divergence showing up, especially in a bear market, you better pay attention to that. It's like, oh, hot potato, let's drop that. But when we start going parabolic, you know, we have to bend the rules a little bit. And it seems to be like there's a rule of 3, that we can get up to 3 of these divergences as we kind of climb that little ladder. And it's like that third one's the one that counts, that really starts to drop us. So far, I just got really one here. I don't really, you know, I don't count that as divergence. They're both going in the same direction on the RSI. It is this one right here that gives us our first divergence. So does that mean that we can get a couple more runs up there? Might be a possibility. My weird Elliott wave indicator kind of has us with the wave 1 here. I don't know that I can agree with that, but it's suggesting an AB correction right now on that. I say as long as this trend line is holding, we're good. Now, if that trend line breaks, then yeah, we could probably be looking at an ABC. It would have a retracement that would be that deep. A 618 might come into play there. And just like me, it doesn't know which one it's going to hit either. Nobody does. We can guesstimate. You can take some measure moves. I mean, if this trend line breaks, I would be expecting this right here in this area, about 1263. Our lot measure moves, they work out fairly well. They are fairly accurate. Sometimes they're right spot on. So if we do drop maybe back to $12, is that, and that makes sense with this area right over here. Is that a good place to get into ordis? Considering the upside, and we have a $32 target and $28 target. Yeah, I'd say it's interesting. And if you have a bags of it already, a good place, you know, maybe to add some more. It's kind of a weird situation to be in with this market, because it's like, ooh, yes, bull run is on, but I can't really buy anything right now. Just it's like not really time to buy. Not for me anyway. Somebody's buying, or else, you know, these prices wouldn't keep going up. But my goal is to get all the buys in at the lower areas and have my bags packed, which is what I've got, and I likes it so far. Now my goal is not to tell myself it's time to sell all my bags, and use this time smartly, wisely, because I want to peel out some profit as we go along, but I do not want to dilute my bags all the way, because they're my long-term bags, and you know, we still got about 2 more years of this to go. But it's a nice taste, and especially for anyone that's been buying and holding and everything all through the big drop that we had, you know, like through crypto with Bitcoin and everything. It's nice to get these pumps up, and it just gives you just a wee little taste of what this bull market is going to be like, because this is just like the first step. We got a 2-year staircase ahead of us, and unfortunately, it doesn't always just go up. It's kind of a weird staircase that will just, you know, some of those steps are fake, and you just fall down, and you kind of have to just climb up again. But it's just a good feeling, and I hope you guys are feeling that too. Just knowing that, hey, you should start seeing sunshine and rainbows, you know, following you around right now, because things are kind of good, and they're just going to keep getting better. That's the cool thing, because you guys have been doing this at the right time. You've been doing it for hopefully this past year, stacking your bags, getting those long-term plays ready. I know CC's got AZERO. That's one of his favorite bags, and let's take a look at AZERO, because I know the man's got to be happy. I haven't looked at it today, but it's been doing just awesome. And I've got a bag of this, not near as big, I don't think, as what CC has. Not that I know how big his bags are or anything, but I know I could have went heavier on it. I could have went heavier on a lot of things, but I just don't want, you know. But I'm pleased with the bags I've got, especially the ones that are growing like Thor. That one has just surpassed all my other bags, Thor chain. So that looks like an interesting area right up here at 129. Maybe a little bit of a hiccup right there. And we're headed that way, but we got a measure move from this channel that we broke, right? And I'm going to put that right at the breakout. And it's coming in just a little bit higher than that. What was it, about 136? And if I put it right here at the retest, sometimes I like to do that too, because, you know, it really should retest back to where it broke out. And if it rides the leg down, sometimes I'll put the measure move there and take that. And it seems to be fairly accurate that way too. And it still gets us right up around this 130 area. So we're sitting here at $1.06 right now on this 3-day chart. And knowing that we've got this area at 130 that we're headed to. So that's a nice, what is that? I'm not doing perfect math, but you know, somewhere around a 25% move, right? I mean, that's not bad. Tis not bad. All right, my math is terrible. Or maybe I just measured wrong. That's only 20%. But right now, let me get this line out of the way. I mean, we're starting to break through that 100 moving average there. That's kind of cool with the 9 going over the 50. So we got the moving averages getting their game on, getting in the right place, and man, not finding rejection there is kind of huge to me. Let's come down to the 4 hour and see what's going on. Now, the 4 hour is finding some rejection at 116. And actually a pretty good correction. So it lost the 9 in the 21, and now we're testing the 50. There is a good chance if this move is to continue up, we will get a bounce off that 50. So that's what I'm looking for right here, is a bounce off about 105, and then start heading back to 116. If the 50 does not, on the 4 hour, if this 50 does not hold, well, that means that we're kind of losing some steam, and we might actually get another pullback and retest this 200 moving average. Hope we don't see that, but that could come into play. You would see in that situation, it would lose that. It would come down to the 100. It may, you know, it could get a bounce there, or it could lose it and then come down to the 200. That's possible. But what usually happens with a good solid run up, which I believe that's what we have, since we do have falling price and we also got falling volume, that's kind of key. Meaning this move to the downside here to this 50 moving average, it's getting a little weak, getting a little tired. They're getting tired of trying to sell it, and you can see the wicks coming in on the bottom of these candles. Well, that's your buy pressure saying, there's probably CC out there buying them all up. Saying, come on, baby, come on, I'll buy you. So a bounce off of here, I think looks good, and I do see us getting up at 130 in that area. There's a nice little parabolic structure going there. I would draw the line there, but I don't want to curse this one. It seems like when I draw that line, sometimes I make these patterns just fall. I don't want to take the blame for that. Nice little double bottom pattern. Now we can also look at this for a double bottom. Establish that little neckline there. I've got too many lines on my chart. We'll just keep that one temporary. Just take our little measure move down here. Put it on top of that. And that's about 120. That's almost about the spiky spike area that we got there. Interesting. But the main measure move we've been looking at is for the channel, and you can even have this more ballsy measure move right here, taking us up from the breakout up to, what is that, right at $2, $1.99. If I put it down here, it's got some confluence, I think, with the 127 Fibonacci retracement. I believe that's, we can make sure that's what it is. It's red, that's what it should be. No, that's an A86. My 127's up here at 235. That's the real one I'm actually looking forward to. That's the one I would expect for it to hit out of this whole move. It'll take it a while to get there, but that should be where it gets tired and probably reverses for a little bit after making a higher high. That should be its higher high is what I'm trying to say. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Well, spit it out. So sometimes I gotta go back and double check myself. So measure move takes us also up to an 886. That's good confluence too, man. $1.83. We just got all kinds of good things that could possibly be happening. And I switched over to the daily chart so I could fool you. But money flow is coming in, is leaving a little bit right here. What's going on with this? Is stochastics pulling back? That's our pullback that we got right now. I would not really worry about that. It's coming up on the daily, or 3-day, looks like. So nice moves, nice moves. Let's say you get a, what if you come back down to the $1? If you come back down to $1, it's 5 cents away, right? It's just got to hit $2 where it was before. You know, moonbag it, pull your capital out, and this is let the rest of it ride. What I do like, man, is this divergence right here on our breakout. I likes that on the wave table. And it's also on the RSI, not as strong as what it's showing on the wave table, but that was strong enough to give us a bounce to the upside. So AZERO, if it's not on your radar, maybe it should be. I'm just saying. Another one that I am not in, but seems to be doing good, is good old STORJ. So it's pumped up to 74 cents, and you know, it was hanging around 37. So we got about a 2x on our hands for anybody that kind of bought this rounding bottom. If there's anything that I like to routinely drive home, and I've mentioned this several times over the past year, is that these rounding bottom accumulations, man, you want to be in on those. If you like the coin, if you like the project, you definitely want to be in on those. And when you start getting, you know, you'll see your channels form, you'll see your little wedges forms. But when you start seeing it break out of the 200 moving average, especially on the daily, a good confirmed breakout, and especially when you see the 50 moving average move over that 200 on the daily, that's your buy signal. Doesn't mean buy right then. That would have been buying that top. It means buy the nearest pullback, pull back to the 50, getting in at 36 cents. Double your money, double your fun. Pretty amazing. So where you headed, baby? That's the wrong one. So she tried to tap the 200 there. We can get some guesstimation targets here, just with fibs. We can also, the easy way, since this is a teaching channel for the new guys that are scared of TA, because I used to be. I thought, oh no, that was too complicated. It's not, baby, it's not. And the more time that you spend in the charts, or, you know, with crypto, the easier it gets. See, this is a decent little area for support resistance. It's really more of a zone. We've already got a fib level right in that neighborhood there. But where they're coming down here and coming down here, we went up here. So this area is still more like a zone. A good one. And what that means is that when we come up here, we're probably going to have resistance, and you can see that already. And we haven't even made it up there. It may not. Then again, we might. Too early to tell. About $1.04. If we do any kind of pullback, right now I'd be looking around 48 cents. So if you're not in STORJ, you'd like to be in STORJ to ride it to much higher highs if you like what the coin does and think, hey man, I want to ride that train, and maybe, you know, to it sees 250 or maybe even $3, who knows. Could we see 250? I think we could see 250 out of this. Well, pull back to 48 cents. I know it doesn't look like it happened right now at all, and it probably won't happen right now. But, you know, a few weeks down the road, you might find yourself at 46 cents. Just saying. Look ahead, plan ahead. right now, I mean, she just wants to do a slight pullback and just keep on running is what she wants to do. The STORJ is on fire. And if we come down to this and we draw our trend line here, we can see a good place, another good place to look for a more local retracement, and it's not too far down, maybe about just a few pennies down from where it is now. It's at 74 cents. If this trend line holds right here, which why wouldn't it? It would be a retest of that trend line, about 70 cents. Might be your best bet if you're trying to get it on the short term. So we'll put our little local buy right there. Because it looks like she's wanting to actually really go back up and maybe even break out of this 104 area, head toward 117. That's what I'm seeing right here on the daily. And again, this 21 moving average and this trend line need to hold. Otherwise, we might see 48 cents. Oddly enough, this could be a flag, but the curvy nature right there makes me kind of look at it a little sideways. But we'll play along. What if? Let's play what if. What if you are a flag? Where would you go? Somewhere around 122? We'll play with that idea. When it actually does a breakout, if it does, we'll put that measure move up there and determine. Overall, altcoins are looking good. But the daily, we've had a little bit of a pullback. But I think this weekend might surprise us. I'm hoping for a big surprise. As Bitcoin hopefully will go sideways, as we discussed in Bitcoin dominance. Kind of coming down. I think our altcoins can bump up a little bit. But I anticipate more of a popcorn effect. I think now we'll just start seeing them pop off. Now, CC's got to also be very happy because I think CC likes BONK too, right? See, I don't know if you're still in the, I don't know if you're still here, CC, but I know you like that BONK, and it's been one of the gainers. I know it has for the last. It was just on there. What happened? Let's take a look at BONK. I have not looked at this one in a minute. Mexi's got it, and it's doing a similar thing, getting a little pullback. But man, it's respecting. Well, this trend right here, it's broken that. So a pullback to about, what is that? 16.9, 17 right there. So we're at 21.7 right now, and getting back to 17.194 right through there. That 21 moving average could be on the table there. Let's zoom out and take a look at it. Look at that. You gotta respect BONK. No, I have charted it. We're just looking at it way back over here. When it was what, 76.97. Trying to speculate and see what it did. We had the bearish pattern here, and it did break down. We're hoping for a parabola. Let's see what it came all the way down to 22. It's a 10x from the bottom it got to, or a little bit more than a 10x from the bottom it got to. And I know CC had been on top of that. So this is where that pays off. And man, are you still going right now? Where you at right now? Oh, you're coming down a little bit. Okay. It's taking a little bit of a breather, man, but I know there's bearish divergence there, but we're in the parabolic stage, right? I mean, the real trend line that you really got to worry about breaking or be concerned about is this one, and we're way far from that. I mean, you can still come down here and just keep on going. So will it come down to 10, 6, or 12? That'd be a 50% correction to come back to that 9 moving average. It could happen. I don't know. But if it did, it would still be good, and that would be a great place to buy and play this one again. So she's spiking off, and man, oh man. Let's pull that fib. So it's not quite made it to that 618. That's still on the table, I think. It's got a chance. Doesn't have to, but it most likely would touch that zone. Yeah, I mean, it did go above the 0.5. Didn't tap it and back out. It kind of went halfway up. So I think you could do that. I think you could hit that 618 fib there. Maybe in that 786 at 39,549. And again, as always, the 127, I never want to neglect that one because it just plays out so beautifully in the long run. My goodness. Man. Even for a newbie degen, if they FOMO'd in now and wanted to ride through a tumultuous tidal wave of up and downs, it could happen. You got to be ready for that if you ever FOMO in. But I'm just saying, at the price that we're at now, getting up to that target would be 156%. I don't recommend FOMOing it right now. On the other hand, though, if it did come back down to this 12,693 area, it getting to the 618 area would be, what was that, 200%, and getting up to the 127 area, this, which is what, 62,264 is the number I've got on here. That's almost a 4x. BONK is hard, and the money flow is just now coming in, baby. She's got more coming for her. Look at all the sea of red that we just came out of. You think we're just going to flip-flop and just have a little blurb of green? Not likely. We're probably going to get a nice little bubble of green coming in, which means number go up. It's that money and the flow that makes that number go up. We come to the chat because I haven't been there in a minute. We got FlokiToshi. FlokiToshi, I gotta tell you, man. FlokiSafeMoon has been growing on me, probably like BONK has on Charting Crypto. Because that little guy's just on a rip too. And I've been impressed. It's done multiples for me. So far, I've been pleased with it. So I got a moon bag of this. I'm just seeing what goes now. I have no risk in this coin whatsoever. If it were to go to zero, I lose nothing. If it keeps on going, well, I gain a lot. And it's almost gave me back a whole BNB, so who knows? There might be 3 or 4 BNB out of this. And by the time we get through with it, who knows? Nice. Now, one thing, since we're looking at this, and this is the daily chart, man. This thing has been on the tear for the last 2 weeks. So we got to show respect for FlokiSafeMoon. As with any coin and meme coins and things like that, when I first hear about them, you know, I have a little bias in my head and everything and doubt and everything, but this one has proved itself. And I was watching very closely what he was doing over here and like, well, you know, probably do that again. That was a pretty good move. But I loved this Adam and Eve shape that we got there, and that was nice. See that? And then we confirmed that, and we've already busted through that target. That was what this measure move was right here. We busted it, and now we're flipping it for support, it appears. There's been a lot of sell pressure there. I can see that with the wicks here. Oops, we quit drawing on the chart there. But if we can hold this area, then we got even more upside. And possibly, no, it's not going to tell me, is it? Will this one do it? Possibly another 50%, and it could make another high there. Let's pull our lip. Oh, I already did. This is my one. We could be looking at, well, that's 9 zeros and then 55.28. Currently we're at 9 zeros and 28.65, so it could even double from here, right? So that's giving you about a 2x again going up there. Nice. You know what's cool about those 2x's from this point? Well, if you had a 4x up to this point, it would be an 8x by the time we get there. Yeah, that's the power of getting early. That's the power. That's what the people that's sitting on the sidelines and waiting for crypto to take a lower low. That's what they're not going to experience. Is those exponential gains when you get in early, and that's been my whole goal this whole time, is to find these nice juicy round bottoms and these lows and build a position as close as I can to the bottom. And I didn't quite. I don't think I quite got it on this one. I think I wasn't paying attention at the very juicy bottoms, but I got in on average, I think around here. But nice. One thing I got to caution about is that we do have rising price and we got falling volume. So that's something to look at. There may be a pullback here. And what I was trying to get to, at some point, we got price rising up and we're doing this. This actually could make like a cup and handle type formation. So it could do it here and come down. I would hate to see that. We should actually come up closer to these areas over here. So we could get an authentic cup and handle formation. That would be cool. If price comes up to about 33.6, somewhere through there, matches this lip over here, and then what we don't want to see is for it to fall below the 618 area. So if we were looking for that, or is this on log scale? Something doesn't look right. All right, let me revamp. On this one, it would be this 382 area. We don't want it to come down below 2/3 of the way. And so 1539 could be an area that we're looking at for a retracement if we do a cup and handle type situation here. And then that means, I mean, basically you double. When you actually get the breakout, that gives you a target of this at 7479. Which is, that's freaking huge. So getting in there, and if you played that for the long term, that's almost a 4x right there. Yeah. So just some interesting thoughts there. Let me clean up my chart a little bit. I got it looking a little cluttered. I drew an ugly handle for that cup and handle idea, but just something you could see. Can't really project it now. You can't really tell what price is going to do, but that's one idea. But overall, man, can't complain about FSM FlokiSafeMoon. It's earned its stripes. I don't know how to get out of this screen. All right. Whoops, I keep losing my chat. One Hitter Quitter says, I never feel like I packed my bag enough. Me too. And part of that problem is that I got too many freaking bags. I'm a little, you know, some people recommend that you narrow things down to like 5 and maybe 10 coins to play. Can't do it. I just can't do it. There's too many good projects out there that I want to have a little bit of. But I've got some decent bags in them. But I look at it and I'm like, yeah, but if I didn't have this bag over here and that bag over there, I could have had a much nicer bag of this one here that's just popping off. But I think we all feel that way to some degree. I always feel like we could have bought more at whatever price, or I think that's just normal. But I'm not disappointed with what I got. Stricken Heart says, I'm glad it's the weekend. Me too. And used to, we'd always dump on the weekends, right? And I think we're starting to head to that part where maybe we start to see pumps a little bit on the weekend, especially in altcoins and things like that. And that's the sign that retail actually is coming back in. So that's what I'm hoping to start to see. I want to see these bags pump on the weekend. Let's get into that part of the market. And that's when things start pumping on the weekend. And then the market makers, you know, Monday through Friday, working with the bigger money and through all those means, when they come to work, they got to push it back down so that they can take advantage of it. And they do. It's like you'll pump on the weekend and they'll drive it back down on Monday and Tuesday, and then you'll start seeing it come back up. Usually Wednesdays and Thursdays are pretty good days. All right, so I lost my train of thought, I think. I want to take a look at Rune because I don't think it's quitting. Are you still where you were? It's kind of technically still where it was. Did you drop or something? What happened here? But just a little under. Okay, you were down about 340. You have one up. Okay, cool. Still riding that train, man. Here on the daily, riding it. That's what you want to see. As long as you see this, we're just tapping that 9 moving average every once in a while, and we just keep going up. Now, I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. That's what you want to see. So when we start losing that, we gotta look. Hey, man, are we correcting? Are we coming down? But as long as we're above it, man, there's more uptrend. And if we do pull back on this trend line gives us something to look at wherever it might hit, maybe about 270, something like that. We don't have a top, so we can't pull a fib to get your 618s and retracement areas, so we kind of have to let this one play out. The best that we can do, really, fib-wise, in my opinion, is to look at the 27s, which we just hit. It is still going above that 9. We hit the 1386, which is not marked on here, and headed toward 413. Let me see 413, baby. Let me see that. Might get a pullback then. I can see that probably happening. And again, I would expect it to come back and test this trend line, but Rune has just been on a tear. I'm not interested in selling this because I played Rune before, and I mean, I just know where it wants to hang out, and I know it can hang out, you know, around $8. So I'm looking for this 849 area. Then that's really where I plan on taking the bulk of my payday. To moonbag it, my main moonbag. I want to keep an eye on this though. What we got here? Oh, we've already passed that baby up. Don't have to worry about him no more. Right now, it's just these areas back here that were support. That's what we're fighting through right now with Rune. And once we get past that, it's on. And I mean, look what it's done. Every time it's hit that, it's came up to around $12. So I definitely don't want to rule that out. $12 Rune, I like that. And we're just sitting here. Are we above it? We are above it. Look at that. Okay. I think my line was just too fat and it covered it up. That's where we got our little hiccup there. Broke through it. That's a good sign in my personal opinion. Everything here looks like it's ready to go, and of course, you know, market ciphers liking it, money flow coming up, green light, ready to go. So it looks good. Just slowly just tanking up just a little bit each day. Good old Rune loves it. Now, one of these points where we'll see something like this come from Decred, DCR. That's one of my dark horses that I can't wait for it to do what it does. Somehow I can't find it over there right now. And I know a lot of people are not into it. A lot of people, what the hell is it? It may be worth talking about. Yeah, I know. It doesn't look too impressive, does it? It just popped out of my buy zone just recently. It doesn't look too impressive until you look and see what it does. Then the last time it was at these prices and decided to go up, and then you say, maybe you're okay. It's a slow starter. She's a slow starter, but when she gets going, she runs. And I mean, nobody talks about this, or very few people talk about it. Let's take a look at it. So sitting at $14 is still a good area for buying. I remember it got up around $20 last time, and I was like, oh, that's too much. I don't want to touch this anymore. Yeah, when it started getting up at $125, I was like, dang, man, $20 wasn't such a bad idea. Why are you so hard on yourself, man? Come on, road dog, get with it. Total supply on this one, it's 15,630,000. Maximum supply is 21 million. It's just like Bitcoin. And it's a mineable coin, or it was. It's a hybrid. It's like proof of stake and and also proof of work. So it was a hybrid and a little bit of a privacy type thing. Not like Monero that strict, but they have their own built-in mixer. That's what's what's neat about it. And by combining the battle-tested proof of work with an innovative take on proof of stake that places coin holders in charge of shaping the future, Decred is able to adapt to the challenges and innovate at a rapid pace. Whatever. Let's go check out this website. We'll just spend just a second here looking at it. Are you not going to load? Or maybe we won't, because I'll get impatient. Oh, there we go. It just did something. All right. We got to do it the old-fashioned way. I think it'll give you... Decred is money evolved, so you can download their wallet, and it kind of acts like a node or something, and you can actually, you know, stake them and everything. I don't have mine staked, or do I? Did I move it? No, I didn't. Sovereignty: you make the rules and enforce them. Privacy: nobody should know what you do with your money but you. I totally agree on that. So I just like it. I just like it, and I like how it's performed in the past. And it may not be for everybody, but just one of my dark horses I got there. I did not want to pass up this time, because I anticipate that it'll pay me off nicely. Sinverse is just still on the tear, still moving to the upside. I'm waiting for it to try to hit this target at 0.016 cents. Will it? I don't know. It's got a little bit of a pullback. Oh, that's a spike, and then we kept going up. Maybe we're above the 9. I can't say anything bad about you if you're above the 9. You got money flow coming in. This looks a little bit off right here with MACD. It's a lagging indicator though, but as long as you're above that 9 moving average, honey, we're good. We're good. I ain't got nothing bad to say about you. Keep going. Do what you do. You do you. Now they often say what gets wicked often get candlesticked. So we might come up here to 0.014 again. How much more of a move is that? That's almost a 25% move just to get there. I know I got a target here at 16, but somehow the line disappeared. The marker's still there, but the line is gone. That's crazy. 2.3 cents is what I'm hoping to see, but I don't anticipate it just making a straight run up there. I think that one would pull backs and go sideways and eventually get there is what I'm looking for that target. But Sinverse, my bags are another example of a small bag turned into a nice bag. I like that. So 2.3 cents is our measure move from the channel that was in, and then we also have another one at 3.1 cents. Do it, baby, do it. I dare you. I dare you. All right, just checking over the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything there. One that I've been playing with, and I want to make sure I know the difference. Someone came on, I think it was it Moonman? There's a prop C that he mentioned, right? And I liked it so much. It's a real estate kind of play. This one, I think, was in Dubai and everything. Now, I didn't see prop C, but there's also a prop S, which happens to do with Southeast Asia. So, because that's what's available on MEXC. This one, prop C, that we were looking at there, that I do like. I just don't have any of it yet. It's only on Uniswap and BitGet right now. The website, you can take a look at it and do research on it. But nice, 100 million coins, 7% in circulating supply, low market cap. That's prop C, but there's one that I want to check out. I'm just in a trade on it right now because I like the chart. But it's prop S. Or maybe it's just props. And of course, you don't tell me crap about what you do. CoinGecko on the The mobile app does give you information on the project. For some reason on here, it just doesn't do it. So we got a website here, Props XYZ. This is Prop, I'm calling it Prop S. In August 2021, we announced our intention to end the Props loyalty program and the associated continuous offers of the Props token in December 2021. Well, then you just might be a dead coin. Well, this may not even be worth. What the hell? Are you for real? And I cannot promote that. That's like promoting a dead coin. Wait, look, that's a good thing we looked at it. Did our research on that. Why are you trading over on MEXC? You're not saying that you are. Sure, I got the right one, man. It was supposed to be a, let's make sure I got the right thing. This doesn't sound like the same thing. The one I'm looking for is a real estate play. Let me. May have to do some more research on that and get back. I'm not sure that that's right. There's Prop Chain. No, it's Prop S. Yeah, I need an answer on that. Prop Base. That's what it's called, Prop Base. And I see you're not listed there yet. This is just a little degen play that I've got. I mean, totally degen, small amount. But I see that we're not listed anywhere. Okay, except for maybe MEXC, but we're not here, so we can look at. Well, you're on MEXC. You don't give me a safe website to go to. All right, we're not going to mention that. That one's a little bit too degen-y. Never mind. My bad. All right, so here's one that I had a little bag of, and I was looking to get rid of it, and the chart told me no, because it wasn't doing anything, right? It wasn't doing anything. And I'm looking to sell to get a little bit of dry powder, maybe move into other stuff and maybe accumulate dry powder, right? But this guy popped off today. It was down here in the dumps about 4 cents, and that was it on a good day, right? And I know it's sitting at 5 cents now, but it actually pumped up. That's a nice move. Nice move out of this little guy. About a 74% move, up to almost 7 cents there. Currently sitting at a 50% gain. We've got this little area right here on Serum. Serum's associated with, of course, FTX and all that. And I think since FTX token is getting a little bit getting some attention right now, that a lot of these Solana-based projects are. A lot of the Solana is moving a lot now. So if this little guy can get up to 8.9 cents, I'll be cool. It looks like we may have flipped this area, so that's good. I'm liking that. So I'm glad I didn't sell out of this one too early. But sometimes that happens. You just get in one and you're like, man, you're being a slow runner. You want to cut your losers and ride your winners, and that's what I was about to do, but then I decided I didn't want it to run, so okay, all right, I'll ride with you, baby. See where we can go from here. So if we get a pullback and retest this area about 5.5 cents, move up to 9, just a little under 9 cents there at that area, that'd be a 63% gain. Go, baby, go. build that back. And again, the 4 hour, we got money flow coming into the green, and on the daily it's about to happen. That's the big thing right there. When that flips over, that could be a nice little move. And right now on the daily, we're just getting rejected at that 200 moving average. So we may come back, or we may just plow on through. With money flow going up like that, I think she may be trying to plow on through. So another one we might want to check up on is FET Fetch.Ai. Excuse me while I get rid of some of these targets that clearly got hit there. just saying. Just move those targets that got hit out of the way. Lucky there. Oh, baby, I love that. Love that. Fetch.Ai is about to take off. It is about to do something nice. In my personal opinion, I think it's got a good shot. We'll phrase it that way. Megaphone pattern right here. We're breaking to the upside of it. You see this target right here? I got it 46 cents. I don't care about that one anymore. No. I don't care about that one anymore. We got bigger targets and we got bigger fish to fry now. Let me get this line out of here so it doesn't confuse people. Ooh, so nice rounded accumulation, right? One hit acquitted. This is one that I wish I had a bigger bag. I wish I'd paid more attention to it. I've got a bag, but what I see coming, I wish I'd pack that bag fuller. So yeah, I get those feels right along with you there, buddy. We're at the 1618 right now. So that's why we're getting some rejection, but we're pulling a move kind of like what Bitcoin's trying to do. We're above that, and as long as this trend line holds, man, we're going parabolic. So I'm going to alter this to 728 as a 1272 Fibonacci target. This little guy at the 886 makes a nice juicy target. According to this, 60 cents is our measure move. Will it hit? Let's put that on our radar there. All right, let's erase all this and see what we got. So a breakout from here, if you're not in Fetch and you're flirting with the idea of buying green candles, first of all, that's not what we're supposed to do, but there is a time when exceptions to the rule where you can take a high-risk trade for a high reward. If it don't work out for you, it ain't my fault. But the safest, a retest of this, and doesn't mean that it comes back and touches. It means it's got to start going the other way. When you start seeing it go the other way, some people wait till it gets back a higher high than this. The ones that are the conservative ones, and they're that way because they don't like to lose. They would rather just, find an established trend and jump in and ride it on the way up. And whereas some of us with degen mentality are like, well, we're always looking for that bottom price, that good entry. Yeah, they don't so much care about that as they are, just establishing, making sure that the trend is going the right way. So the wisest, most conservative, risk-free way, if you could say that, I wouldn't say it's risk-free, or less risky way to play this, price comes back, and it may not do it from here. It may come up and then come back down. That could be what's happening. But we are getting a little bit of a retest. We expect this trend line to retest. It'll have to tap it at some point just to make sure it's solid and it's going to hold. Because if it doesn't hold, oh, well, we're going down quite a bit. We don't want to ride that ride. We don't want to do that. That's not going to be fun. But if this holds, well, the conservative degen would be, I'm buying right here. I'm setting a limit order right here. And you can do that. And I do that a lot of times too. Setting a limit order, you can also set a tight stop loss too. And depending on how funky the market makers are and how frisky they are, they could stop you out too. But the conservative trader, the real OG that sees this and says, I should get in on this because this one looks like it is about to rip, my good man. I believe that I will wait for retest and for price to get above that high. And for me, that will be the safest place to make my entry. And you may scoff because I enter at 45 cents, whereas maybe you got in at 19 cents. Baby, I do not have to ride the headache. It's only money in my pocket from here. That's how they think. And it seems to work out for them pretty good. I'm just saying. So if you feel like you missed the boat on FET, or any other coin that may have this pattern, because a lot of them will, you'll see this setup somewhere else. You'll see this situation. Just an idea how to play it on the safe side. Ha 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 ha. All right. So I guess we should probably take a look at, did we take a look at Solana? Man. Another one. I mean, I'm happy with the bag I got, Solana. I do. I have it. And it's in profit. It's in profit. I got nothing to bitch about. Because I think I DCA'd around between $30 to $20, maybe $8. And I even pick up, I think, a few below 20, but I did not catch that $8 move because I was too scared. I guess that's what it is. I was too biased. I was like, I don't know if it's scared or just repulsed. You know, you get that feeling. It's weird how that is, isn't it? Because I mean, that's just part of the market. When the coin drops and you're like, ugh. You just look at it like you're in disgust. Like, I don't know, like it's some simp or something. I don't know how you describe it. It's like, you're not good enough for me. You're too low. You'll probably just keep going down. I'm not even going to touch you. I'm not even going to talk to you. I'm here with my girlfriends here to party, not to talk to the losers like you. And then, well, that money bag starts growing and suddenly it starts looking attractive. Like, well, my Solana. You been working out? Yeah. It's crazy, but our brains work that way. They do. We have to try to catch that. But I held true with my Solana bags, even through all the FUD and all the talk and all the doubt that I'm having myself. I'm like, man, I've used this chain and, you know, it is what it is, but there's people who believe in this and are trying to do something with it, and there may be an agenda behind it. I don't care, man. Number going to go up. It broke into this trend line. That's what we were looking for. I remember saying, man, it's a make or break, because I mean, it could get rejected there, and I can see it getting rejected there. But knowing overall, man, if we lose this trend line and don't eventually get back in it, I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's not a good look. I mean, it could have happened, sure, but it didn't happen. We broke back into it. So, hey, man, you see the $68 target? I feel kind of stupid having that there. I'm thinking that's kind of low ball. It's still a target, still valuable. But we got this support resistance flip right here. That's going to be a real good target. $80. $80 make you holla. I get paid to do the wild thing. Another GC one's coming in at 140. It's just right above. I don't want to mark too many of those. Right above another target we got at 134. Does it not seem crazy to be talking about these numbers this early in? It seems a bit crazy to me to be talking about some of these numbers on some of these coins this early in, like TRB, for instance. I mean, that was his bull market price that we just almost came up to. So Solana hit like $59 May of 21. May of 20. It wasn't until November 21 that Alameda Research ran that little baby up to $250. So when Bitcoin had its first top out, we are at the prices. We're almost at that price. We are at that price right now, where Bitcoin first peaked out at $65,000. What the hell is this coin going to do this time around? Because these numbers look insane. And my 127 says 328 might be on the table. I can't imagine it getting there without manipulation, but it does look like the manipulators do love this coin. And they seem to be wanting to sink their teeth into it ever since we hit down around, well, I don't know. Especially when 23, when they started popping it off. Maybe they came to their senses or something. Solana, man. Go figure. Ride it, baby. Ride it. Trigger says, I saw it at $8 and I fumbled. Yeah, I mean, like, I was like, you know, that's a, I've never seen it that cheap in a long time. Maybe I should buy some. Like, nah, I'd rather buy this over here. Which guaranteed you did not outperform Solana. Oh well. Next time, hopefully I'll pay more attention to those. I caught myself on several biases, but it wasn't just the big people. It was also, honestly, I think I've already spent my money. Most of my dry powder, I think most of it was gone. So I was having to look for something to sell to get dry powder to trade off, and it just, you know, other things weren't looking all that great either when Solana was $8. Nothing was looking good at the time. But crazy run, baby. So TRB, we looked at that little guy. She shouted bad. She never did go back up to 116, did it? Well, now you make me feel like a liar, because I was recommending people do that. It came back up to $1. What? Where were you? I can't remember where we made that call. I think it was down here. No, it couldn't have been down here. I don't know. I'm on a 15-minute chart. I knew it wasn't there. Okay, I think I don't know. I was looking for it to possibly come back up and retest, and it should have. It may still. I don't know. But her dropping the $89, that's a pretty good short if we made it, took it. Because I remember someone was asking me if they should short, and they were way down. We did pop back up because I got a 200% trade on that from this move. So I got a long on that one, and then a short from down here. I'm not in a short now on it. So this looks like a stiletto, an olive oil shoe. No, it wicked, and now it's finding some support there. It may on the short term. No, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. See that little line there, that how they're doing that? My 9 and my 21. I'm not seeing it. Not seeing it. I thought you might get a break to the upside. Sometimes you get this. I joke because they look like a high heel shoe or something, but they're really just. There's several ways to look at them, but mostly as a falling channel, which can break to the upside. Doesn't mean this one's going to do it. It's got a lot of work to work through if it's trying to. I'm on the 1 hour there too, man. So the 4 hour, what we're doing is bouncing off the 200 moving average there on TRB. But we lost our main move there. Let's see if we can salvage this though. Overall, we're still good. So as long as we don't break below, what is it, about $68, we could still be seeing another big move up. Because we're doing a megaphone pattern seems to be the end pattern these days. And they can start getting tricky and hairy as they start getting on these other areas, you know, as they start widening. So we're looking for TRB to come down to about this 50 moving average on the daily, bottom of this trend line, about $70. Now I'm going to confirm that with a Fibonacci and see where we're at there. That's giving us about the 0.5, 50% retracement, and that's, by Dow theory, that's where, well, he's on a big strong move. And that would be on the weekly. Makes sense. So we should, you know, price will retrace there a lot of the times. And that's at the 50 moving day. I would look for that. And then it's on, baby. It could come all the way back up here to 170, around 179, wherever the top of this goes at that time. It could be a nice big move if we get a bounce here with this particular pattern. So that's worth putting a trade setup on. It's not time for it yet, but could get about 127% return. I like getting them at the bottom of the patterns, man, because you can put a, you know, a decently tight stop loss depending on where you get in at. So that'll be a trade idea. I have to wait for things to get down that low, but it looks like it's trying to. And eventually it looks like we're going to lose this 200. Nice TRB. A little tricky for a long right now. A little tricky. The only one I think we hadn't taken a look at so far is Ethereum. Man, you hear different things about Ethereum. There's going to be a dead coin. And this is going to rule the world. And I don't know. It's never been my favorite, but I know that this time I made sure that I had some. But it's never been my favorite. It's the gas fees pissed me off what it was. Because I was trying to take advantage of YFI, moving the coin over there and trying to stake it. And it's trying to charge me $500. I mean, that was as much as I was trying to move. That was crazy. I was like, hell no. Hell no. I don't like you, Ethereum. You're too expensive. And that's back when the miners were doing it. And I was pissed off. I was like, you greedy miners. You know you don't have to. That was also before I discovered the art of gratitude too. I will tell you, if you ever catch yourself, you know, if your job or something like that, things can just grind on you. Your mindset, people do you wrong, whatever. You just get jaded on people and situations. You just get this kind of toxicity going and you can't stop it. It's like, it's a lot of negative self-talk. You just start looking for the bad side on and you just get in a bad place. And maybe you feel, you know, you want to be good in your heart and everything, but you just, you know, automatically it's just like, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, but that's going to turn out for you. You're just being negative, man. You just get may not happen to you, but I found that happening to me. I did not like it. The thing that changed it was a gratitude journal, man. That broke that spell. That and a little prayer, and man, life changing. You got to watch out. Your things precede your words make shit happen. And that's just how it works. It's vibration. And you sending out them negative vibes does not help your life out at all. Doesn't mean you got to be just wishful thinking all the time. No, you just got to be appreciative for what you got. That's all it is, man. Just realize that no matter how bad things are, it could always be a shit ton worse. Measure move could possibly get us up to 31,079 on Ethereum. I like, because we're about to confirm this inverted head and shoulders, and also it's a rising pattern, right? That shouldn't be great, but if it's got inverted head and shoulders there, I think we got some upside. Bouncing off this major trend line that we had there. We also just broke out this megaphone pattern, so that's what we're waiting for to hit this measure move at. What is that? 2157 is my measure move from that. Now we came just below it, so have I got to start tweaking my measure moves, or am I doing okay? it's a little tricky with these patterns, just to tell you. Actually, I've got me. This one has me coming all the way up here, so I expect you to do some more ETH. Step up your game. You hadn't reached your mark yet. She's looking good, but look what she did. Look what she did. See that rising channel right there, or rising wedge, however you want to look at it. Parabolic move after this baby, big strong uptrend move. Anytime you see that happen, it's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. Oh, look, even on the bigger side. Now you can try to go for a measure move with these old guys, but sometimes I just think that matches the other one we have, about 22.29. Should I mark that? I'm going to. That came up twice, so I'm going to do that. Sometimes they just want to exceed those measure moves and just keep on rolling. So Ethereum starting to take off, and as Ethereum takes off, the ERC20 tokens should start pumping too. A lot of them doing it already. Last hour, this I think's been pumping up. The one we did not look at was FTT. I can't believe I'm actually putting FTX token up here. But since they are still doing all that crazy talk about getting this exchange started again, I don't know. I got mixed feelings on it, but you know, I had a talk with myself, and I was like, listen, man, you talked yourself out of Serum when it got down, and you know, you associated it with FTX and everything, and you talked yourself out of Solana when it was $8. Maybe you want to just nibble on this one. So I did a little degen, and it's up. I was picking this, I think 250 and right around 3. And so go figure. I don't know. If you want to run to $22, do it, baby. Go for it. Because that's what you got to do. You got to get above 22. And it's getting into this big Ichimoku cloud. And as always, when we start touching the cloud, I'm always looking for the green. Because I like that green. I like to set that green on fire. Set that green on fire. Just a little hopium there. That little sliver of green's a little hopium right there. You can barely even see it, and that's how I like it. That tells me that they can definitely suck us into this big old red cloud. And just like Bitcoin has been doing, spit us out on the other side. It's exactly what we expect to happen. Take a little time. Won't be a solid up move, but that is what happens. And on the weekly, that's what I've been saying ever since we got in this red cloud. I'm like, baby, it's going to spit us out on the other side. But it was not the easiest ride. Definitely wasn't a straight up shot. But it did it. It did it. And now it's working on taking us higher. Getting above this green cloud and just riding that cloud on. Just like we ride that 9, we'll ride that cloud. Just doesn't happen all at once. Striker says the gas fees is the rich people tax. That's how I felt about it. I was pissed at Ethereum. I would not touch it. Of course, I look back, I remember it at $81, and I remember it at $118, and I remember eyeballing it and thought, nah, I'll go with Litecoin. I said that. I said it up here, but I still said it. And I spoke that into existence, and I got Litecoin and passed up Ethereum. They went up to what? Oh. Hey, baby, I'm here to help you guys not to make the same mistakes that I made. Oh, you gotta live and learn, I guess. No, I'll go with Litecoin. Litecoin did okay for me, but Ethereum eventually did a whole lot better, I should say. But the biases, you gotta watch your biases. It's your emotions talking to you, and your emotions will lie. They lie. They will disguise themselves. They are ninjas. Your emotions are ninjas. Watch them. They'll get you one way or the other. You think you know. You think you know. Oh, I'm fine. I'm not pissed. I'm not upset. I'm not overly joyful. Yeah. Yeah, they got a sneak attack plan on your ass, and you're not even realizing it. The emotions are playing you, and you're not even realizing it sometimes. But one good thing I'll say about trading in TA, that does help you kind of reel them in. It eventually helps, and the experience. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It's 12:33. I will see you guys tomorrow night, probably about the same time, and we'll go over whatever the market's doing then and keep on making that money. And if I had to sum it up, we're in a bull run, yay. But I ain't trying to buy nothing. Too high to buy. Have a good night, everybody. God bless and keep it positive. Because you got this, baby. You got this.
Come on, come here, boy. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Feet eye off the ground, you hit no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you was about your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets. Does your wifey know you're begging for my notice? Promise you're the same, running for the meds. Sure you like my